Hello, everyone. I am happy you are here today. Find a quiet place. Sit down and make yourself comfortable. Let your body relax. You do not have to hurry. You do not have to think about anything else right now. Just stay here for a little while. Today, I want to talk about something that many people carry every day. It is something we cannot see. It has no color. It has no shape. But sometimes it feels heavier than a stone. That thing is tomorrow. Tomorrow is only one day away. But many people already carry it today. Maybe you have done this too. Maybe you woke up this morning and the first thing you thought was tomorrow. Maybe you worried about next week's work. Maybe you worried about next month's money. Maybe you worried about something that has not even happened. Your day had just begun, but your heart was already tired. That happens to many people. You are not alone. Let me tell you a simple story. Imagine a young boy. He wants to go for a walk. It is not a long walk. The road is quiet. The weather is warm. The sky is blue. He only needs a bottle of water. That is enough. But before he leaves, he opens a big backpack. He puts in a thick coat. Then he puts in another coat. He adds 2 pairs of shoes. He adds many books. He adds food for several days. He adds a heavy blanket. He keeps putting things into the backpack. Soon the backpack is very full. Then he tries to walk. His shoulders hurt. His back hurts. Every step feels difficult. Now let me ask you a question. Did the road become harder? No. The road stayed the same. Did the weather become worse? No. The weather stayed warm. Then why is the walk so difficult? Because the backpack is too heavy. Many people live like that little boy. The backpack is not on their shoulders. It is inside their minds. Every day they add something new. What if tomorrow is difficult? What if I fail? What if people do not understand me? What if I lose my chance? What if something bad happens? Every new worry is another heavy book. Every fear is another heavy coat. Every question becomes another stone. Little by little, the backpack becomes heavier. Then people wonder why life feels so hard. Sometimes life is hard. That is true. But sometimes the backpack is making life harder than it needs to be. Think about your own life. How many times have you worried about something for many days? Maybe you could not sleep. Maybe you could not enjoy your food. Maybe you could not smile. Then the day finally came, and the thing you feared never happened. Has that ever happened to you? I think it has happened to almost everyone. We spend so much time preparing for problems that never arrive. We give our energy to things that only live inside our imagination. Our minds think they are helping us. Our minds want to protect us. That is why they keep asking questions. What if? What if? What if? Those 2 little words can become very heavy. The strange thing is this: the questions never end. When one worry disappears, another one comes. When one problem is solved, our minds quickly look for another problem. It is like filling the backpack again and again. But what if we stopped for a moment? What if we opened the backpack? What if we looked inside? Maybe we would see many things that do not belong there. Maybe we would find fears that are not real. Maybe we would find problems that are not today's problems. Maybe we would find tomorrow hiding inside today. Tomorrow has its own time. Tomorrow has its own morning. Tomorrow has its own answers. You do not have to solve tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. Think about nature. The sun does not rise for 2 days at once. It rises for today. Tomorrow's sunrise will come tomorrow. The trees do not grow one whole year in one day. They grow a little today. Then they grow a little tomorrow. The river does not try to reach the sea in one afternoon. It keeps moving, one small moment after another. Nature never rushes. Nature never carries tomorrow. Maybe that is why it feels so peaceful. Now think about your English learning. Many people begin with excitement. Then they look far into the future. I want to speak like a native speaker. I want to understand every movie. I want to read every book. Those dreams are beautiful. Please keep those dreams. But do not carry all of them today. Today only asks for today's lesson. Today only asks for today's words. Today only asks for today's practice. That is enough. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you only look at the top, you may feel afraid. The mountain looks too high. The road looks too long. You may even think about giving up. But when you look at your next step, everything changes. One step feels possible. Then another step feels possible. Soon you are walking without thinking about the whole mountain. Life works in the same way. English works in the same way. Peace also works in the same way. One day at a time. One page at a time. One lesson at a time. One small step at a time. You do not need tomorrow's strength today. You only need today's strength. That is enough. When tomorrow comes, you will receive new strength, just as you have many times before. You have already lived through many difficult days. You have already solved many problems. You have already survived many moments that once felt impossible. At one time, those moments looked too big. Now they are part of your story. The same thing may happen with today's worries. One day, you may look back and smile. You may wonder why you carried such a heavy backpack. Before we finish today, I want to ask you one simple question. If you could open the backpack in your heart right now, what would you take out? Would it be fear? Would it be worry? Would it be a problem that belongs to tomorrow instead of today? Maybe you do not have to carry it anymore. Maybe you can leave it beside the road for a while. Maybe today is already full enough. Maybe today is asking for only one thing. Take one small step. Then take another. Tomorrow will come when it is ready. Until then, let today be enough. A heavy backpack changes the way you walk. It also changes the way you see the world. When your backpack is light, you notice many beautiful things. You see the blue sky. You hear the birds. You feel the warm sunshine. You smile more easily. But when your backpack is heavy, everything feels different. Your shoulders feel tired. Your steps become slow. You look down instead of looking around. The beautiful world is still there, but you cannot enjoy it. Your heavy backpack takes all of your attention. Worry does the same thing. It changes the way we see today. A small problem looks very big. A small mistake feels like the end. A simple conversation becomes something to fear. Many people wake up in the morning, but their minds are already living in tomorrow. Their bodies are here, but their thoughts are somewhere else. They eat breakfast, but they are thinking about tomorrow's meeting. They drink coffee, but they are thinking about next month's bills. They sit with their family, but they are thinking about something that may never happen. Little by little, today disappears. Tomorrow quietly steals today. Have you ever watched a movie and worried about the ending before the story even began? It would be difficult to enjoy the movie. You would miss the funny moments. You would miss the beautiful scenes. You would miss the small surprises. Life is very similar. When we always think about tomorrow, we stop seeing today's gifts. There is another story I want to share with you. Imagine a little girl carrying a balloon. The balloon is bright and beautiful. She smiles as she walks. Then someone tells her, "Be careful. The balloon might fly away." She holds it a little tighter. Another person says, "What if it pops?" Now she feels nervous. Then someone else says, "You should worry because balloons are easy to lose." Soon she is no longer enjoying the balloon. She is only thinking about losing it. The balloon is still in her hand. Nothing bad has happened. But she already feels sad. Sometimes we do the same thing. We worry about losing things before we even enjoy them. We worry about tomorrow before we finish today. That is a very heavy way to live. Your mind may say, "If I worry now, I will be ready later." But does worrying really make tomorrow easier? Sometimes planning helps. Planning is good. Planning is calm. Planning helps us take the next step. But worrying is different. Worry goes around and around. It asks the same question again and again. It gives very few answers. Imagine sitting in a rocking chair. The chair keeps moving. It moves forward. It moves backward. It never stays still. But it also never takes you anywhere. Worry is like that rocking chair. Your mind feels busy. You feel tired, but you have not moved forward. Planning is walking. Worrying is rocking. They are not the same. Think about learning English. You open a book. Before reading the first page, you think, "What if I never become fluent?" Then you think, "Other people learn faster than me." Then you think, "Maybe I started too late." After 10 minutes, you have not read one page. Your body was sitting with the book, but your mind was walking somewhere far away. Now imagine something different. You open the same book. You smile. You read one sentence, then another. You learn one new word. You read one more page. After 20 minutes, you close the book. Maybe you only learned a little, but that little is real. A small step is always stronger than a big worry. The same thing is true in life. You do not need to solve your whole future today. You only need to do today's work. When today becomes tomorrow, you will do tomorrow's work. That is enough. Nature teaches us this lesson every day. The moon does not shine for the whole month in one night. The flowers do not bloom all at once. The rain does not fall for the whole year in one afternoon. Everything arrives at the right time. Your life can grow in the same quiet way. Your confidence can grow one day at a time. Your peace can grow one day at a time. Your English can grow one lesson at a time. You do not have to rush. You do not have to carry tomorrow. You only have to carry today. So let me ask you another simple question. What are you missing today because your mind is already living in tomorrow? Maybe there is a smile waiting for you. Maybe there is a quiet moment waiting for you. Maybe there is a lesson waiting for you. Maybe there is peace waiting for you. But first, you need to put the backpack down for a little while. Then you can finally enjoy the road beneath your feet. Imagine a man standing beside a river. The river is calm. The water is clear. The air is cool. There is a small wooden bridge in front of him. He wants to cross the bridge. The bridge is safe. Many people have already crossed it. But the man does not move. He keeps asking himself, what if the bridge breaks? What if I fall into the water? What if I cannot swim? What if something goes wrong? He stands there for a long time. The bridge is still waiting. The river keeps flowing. The birds keep singing. The sun slowly moves across the sky. Nothing changes except one thing. The day becomes shorter. Sometimes we live like that man. We spend so much time thinking about tomorrow that we forget to live today. The bridge is still in front of us, but we never take the first step. Fear often looks bigger than reality. Our imagination is very powerful. It can create problems that do not exist. It can make a small shadow look like a giant mountain. Our minds do this because they want to protect us. They think every question is important. They think every danger must be solved today. But life does not ask us to solve every tomorrow. Life only asks us to live today well. Think about a rainy day. If the weather report says it may rain next week, would you open your umbrella today? Of course not. You would wait until the rain comes. That feels natural. But many people do something very different with their worries. They open the umbrella in their hearts many days before the rain. Sometimes the rain never comes. Still, they carry the heavy umbrella everywhere. Their arms become tired. Their hearts become tired. All because of a storm that never arrived. What if we learned to wait? Not with fear, not with laziness, but with quiet trust. Trust does not mean nothing difficult will happen. Life will always have challenges. Some days will be hard. Some days will surprise us. Some days will bring sadness. But trust says something very simple. When that day comes, I will meet it. Not today. On that day, you have already done this many times. Think about your own life. How many difficult days have you already survived? At one time, those days looked impossible. Maybe you thought, I cannot do this. But somehow you did. Step by step, one breath after another, one day after another. You found strength that you did not know you had. That strength is still inside you today. You do not have to borrow tomorrow's strength. Tomorrow will bring its own strength. Today already has enough. Imagine planting a small seed. Would you dig it up every morning to see if it is growing? No. You would give it water. You would give it sunlight. Then you would wait. Growth needs time. Peace also needs time. Confidence needs time. Learning English needs time. Every lesson is like one drop of water. Every new word is like one small ray of sunlight. You may not see a big change today. That is normal. Tomorrow may look almost the same. That is also normal. But one day you will notice something. The seed has become a little plant. Then the little plant becomes a strong tree. The change was happening every day. It was simply too small to notice. Life often grows like that. Not all at once. Little by little. Many people stop because they cannot see quick results. They think nothing is changing. But quiet progress is still progress. Slow growth is still growth. A peaceful heart is built one calm day at a time. English becomes easier one lesson at a time. Confidence becomes stronger one small success at a time. You do not need to become a different person tomorrow. You only need to become a little better today. That is enough. There is a beautiful truth that many people forget. You cannot live in yesterday. You cannot live in tomorrow. You can only live in today. Today is the only place where your hands can work. Today is the only place where your feet can walk. Today is the only place where your heart can love. Tomorrow is only an idea until it becomes today. So why give today's peace to tomorrow's imagination? Keep your eyes on the bridge in front of you, not on bridges that are still far away. Take one step, then another. The river will keep flowing. The sky will keep changing. And little by little, you will find yourself on the other side without even noticing how far you have come. Perhaps the first step was never the hardest part. Perhaps the hardest part was believing that you had to carry tomorrow before it arrived. Today, you can choose something different. You can choose to carry only what belongs to today. And that is much lighter than you think. There is one more thing that makes our backpack heavy. It is the habit of carrying too many days at the same time. Imagine waking up on Monday morning. The week has just begun, but your mind is already thinking about Friday. Then it jumps to next month. Then it jumps to next year. Soon you are carrying many days that have not arrived. No wonder your heart feels tired. No one was made to carry so many days at once. One day is enough. Think about a small candle. The candle does not try to light the whole road. It only lights the next few steps. That small light is enough. As you walk, the light moves with you. You do not need to see the whole journey before you begin. You only need enough light for the next step. Life is very much like that candle. Sometimes we say, I need to know everything before I start. I need every answer. I need every plan. I need every solution. But life rarely works that way. Very often, the next step becomes clear only after we take the first one. A child does not learn to run on the first day. The child learns to stand. Then the child learns one small step, then another. Sometimes the child falls. Sometimes the child cries. But the child stands again. Little by little, walking becomes easy. Running comes later. No child worries about running before learning to stand. Only adults try to carry tomorrow before today is finished. Maybe we can learn something from children. They laugh easily. They enjoy small moments. When they see a butterfly, they stop and watch it. When they find a flower, they smile. They are not thinking about next week. They are living inside this moment. That is a beautiful way to live. As we grow older, we slowly forget that lesson. We begin to believe that worrying is a sign of responsibility. We think that if we worry enough, nothing bad will happen. But that is not true. Worry cannot control tomorrow. It can only steal today. Imagine holding a glass of water. The glass is not very heavy. You can hold it for 1 minute without any problem. You can probably hold it for 5 minutes. But what happens if you hold it for 5 hours? Your arm begins to hurt. Your shoulder becomes tired. The glass did not become heavier. Time made it feel heavier. Worry is very similar. A small worry may not seem like much. But when you carry it all day, it becomes heavy. When you carry it all week, it becomes even heavier. Sometimes the best thing you can do is gently put the glass down. You can always pick it up again if you really need to. Many worries are like that. We keep holding them because we forget that we can let them go. Think about your English again. Some people become discouraged because they compare themselves with others. They watch someone speaking beautiful English. Then they look at themselves. They think, I will never sound like that. But they are comparing today's beginning with someone else's many years of practice. That comparison is another heavy book inside the backpack. Everyone has a different journey. Everyone walks at a different speed. Some people learn quickly. Some people learn slowly. But slow learning is still learning. A tree does not become weaker because it grows slowly. Very often, slow trees become the strongest trees. Your English does not have to grow quickly. It only has to keep growing. One lesson today is enough. One page today is enough. One conversation today is enough. Do not ask today to do tomorrow's work. Today has its own purpose. When you finish today's work, you have already succeeded. That is something to celebrate. Think again about the backpack. When you first started listening today, it was full of worries. Now imagine opening it once more. Take out one fear, then another. Take out one unnecessary question, then another. Little by little, the backpack becomes lighter. Your shoulders relax. Your breathing becomes slower. Your steps become easier. The road has not changed. You have changed. Sometimes peace does not come because life becomes easier. Sometimes peace comes because we stop carrying things that do not belong to us. Tomorrow belongs to tomorrow. Next week belongs to next week. Next year belongs to next year. Today belongs to you. This moment belongs to you. This quiet breath belongs to you. Protect it. Enjoy it. Live inside it. Because this simple moment is the only place where your life is truly happening. And perhaps that quiet truth is lighter than any backpack you have ever carried. As we come to the end of today's story, I want you to imagine one last picture. Imagine that you are standing at the beginning of a quiet path. The morning air is fresh. The sky is slowly becoming brighter. The birds are singing. Everything feels calm. Beside your feet is the same backpack we have been talking about. For a long time, you believed you had to carry everything inside it. You thought every worry was important. You thought every fear would help you. You thought every question needed an answer today. But now you know something different. Not everything inside the backpack belongs to you. Some things belong to tomorrow. Some things belong to another time. Some things never belonged there at all. You slowly open the backpack. Inside, you find many old worries. Some of them have already disappeared. Some of them never became real. Some of them were only stories your mind created. You smile gently. Then you begin to take them out. One worry, then another. One fear, then another. One heavy question, then another. The backpack becomes lighter. Your shoulders feel free. Your breathing becomes slow and peaceful. You did not change the road. You changed what you decided to carry. That small decision changes everything. Life will still have difficult days. No one can promise a life without problems. There will be rainy mornings. There will be unexpected changes. There will be moments when your heart feels afraid. That is part of being human. But there is a big difference between meeting a problem and carrying it before it arrives. When the rain comes, you can open your umbrella. You do not need to hold it every sunny day. When tomorrow comes, you will meet tomorrow. You do not need to live tomorrow while today is still here. That simple idea can bring great peace. Many people believe peace comes after everything is perfect. After they earn enough money. After they reach every goal. After every problem disappears. But peace does not begin there. Peace begins with one small choice. The choice to be fully present today. The choice to notice this breath. The choice to enjoy this quiet moment. The choice to trust that tomorrow will arrive when it is ready. Think about all the days you have already lived. Each difficult day once looked impossible. Yet here you are. You kept going. You learned. You became stronger. Not because you worried more, but because you kept taking the next step. That is how life moves forward. One step, one day, one quiet decision at a time. The same is true for your English. You do not need to know every word today. You do not need perfect grammar today. You do not need to speak without mistakes today. You only need today's lesson. You only need today's practice. Every sentence you read is one small step. Every word you remember is one small victory. Every time you listen, your mind becomes a little stronger. You may not notice the change today. That is perfectly normal. A flower does not bloom in one afternoon. A tree does not become tall in one week. A river reaches the sea because it keeps flowing, not because it rushes. Your English will grow in the same quiet way. Your confidence will grow in the same quiet way. Your life will also grow in the same quiet way. Sometimes the greatest progress is so gentle that we do not notice it until we look back. One day you will listen to English and understand more than you do today. One day you will speak with more confidence. One day you will smile because something that once felt difficult has become natural. That day will not arrive because you worried. It will arrive because you continued, because you trusted small steps, because you stayed with today. So before we say goodbye, I would like to leave you with one final thought. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you do not have to carry the whole week. You do not have to carry the whole month. You do not have to carry the whole year. Simply ask yourself one gentle question. What is one good thing I can do today? Then do that one thing. Tomorrow can wait. The future can wait. This moment is enough. This breath is enough. This day is enough. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me. Take good care of yourself. Keep walking with small and steady steps. Keep learning one lesson at a time. Keep trusting that you are growing even when you cannot see it. And whenever tomorrow feels too heavy, remember the backpack. Remember that you can always put it down. Remember that today is asking for only today. That is enough. See you in the next story.